Welcome back to Chicago Live. This is something I think all Chicagoans, no matter where you are across the country, can get excited about it. About if you are a Bears fan, you should be a Bears fan. They are number one right now in the NFC. Period, is what I'm told. I didn't know that. I was still holding on to them being first in the NFC North. Here to talk about it is our very own Lou Canellis. Lou, it is an exciting day in Chicago, and I think it's going to last. I've been saying Super Bowl. Am I just a little too early on that, or am I crazy?
Well, here,
I guess it's both.
Tia, I'll share this with you. This is the latest in a season that the Bears have held at least a share of the best record in the NFC since the 2006 season. Back then, they had the NFC's best record. They finished up 13-3, and guess what? They went to the Super Bowl. So you might be on to something.
I'm telling you.
I'm just saying.
No, I've been saying it for a couple of the past two games now, and people were like, slow down, the Bears always disappoint. And I just feel a different kind of energy around this time. Are you feeling that too? You know, you get the chance to be there in the stadiums most of the time. Are you getting a sense that the energy is different, maybe compared to last season?
Well, for sure the energy is different. There's been a culture change ever since Ben Johnson took over as head coach, with a terrific coaching staff that he put together. I don't think those guys get enough credit. The defensive coordinator, the linebackers coach, the running backs coach. So all in all, they have changed the culture at Hallis Hall. But really, Tia, they needed to win Friday's game at Philadelphia for the national media to say, hey, you know what, we're starting to believe now in this Bears team. Because one could argue that they won a bunch of close games against teams without winning records. They had defeated only one team with a winning record prior to Friday's game against the Eagles, and that was the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Steelers right now are hovering on not even having a winning record anymore and falling out of first place in the AFC North. When you go into the defending Super Bowl champions' home and just beat them up physically like the Bears did, and it wasn't even close, now you've got people's attention, and that's what happened to the Bears today. National media, every network, ESPN, Fox Sports 1, you name it, they were talking about these Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I love it. You mentioned records there, and I do want to talk about this record. Most rushing yards since 1985. What does that tell you about this Bears team?
Well, what the number was, truthfully, it was Walter Payton and Matt Suhey were the last two running backs in the same game to rush for over 100 yards. That held true back in 1985. That held true till Friday when DeAndre Swift and Kyle Monangai each rushed for over 100 yards in that Bears win over the Eagles. Right now, the Bears' offensive line is the best in football. Okay, it just flat out is. They are blowing defensive lines off the line of scrimmage. They own it right now. They're healthy. They've come together. They have the number one running game in football. And what they're doing is they're doing a hell of a job of protecting their quarterback, Caleb Williams.
Well, they're going to play a team, I don't even like saying their name, on December 7th. I call them the Cheeseheads, in Green Bay. What do you expect for that game? What is something to look out for? Are there any major concerns when they go to Lambeau Field?
100%. There's plenty to be concerned about. Number one, you're headed to Lambeau Field against the hated Packers, against the hated Packers fans who will make life miserable for the Bears in Green Bay for the, 32 hours that they'll be there. When you look at the Packers, they've been inconsistent offensively. $220 million man, their quarterback Jordan Love, has had real good games, like Thanksgiving when he threw 4 touchdown passes, and real bad games. But their defense has been consistently good all season long. They have arguably the best pass rusher in football, Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons and Myles Garrett are your two best pass rushers. By the way, the Bears will face Parsons on Sunday, and then the following Sunday, they'll face Myles Garrett. So the Bears' offensive line will have its hands full. Bears need to run the football at Green Bay, period. It's that simple. If you cannot run the football effectively, then that crowd and that defense, that secondary that Green Bay has, and that pass rush with Parsons will make things real rough for quarterback Caleb Williams. It's a big game, plenty to be concerned about, and if the Bears lose to Green Bay, they will fall down out of first place, potentially in the 6th place in the NFC. That's how competitive the NFC is today, and the Packers would move into first place. It's a real important game for the Bears on Sunday. By the way, we will carry it on Fox 32 Chicago, kickoff at 3:25.
That's the way you tease it, baby, and let them know. All right, Lou, I think it's going to be a tough game, but I think the Bears, they have the momentum.
No predictions yet. No predictions.
No predictions.
Let's see how the week plays out to you. I don't want you to go out on a limb yet. I want you to think about it. I want you to stew on it. I want you to chew on your prediction, and then you'll tell me at the end of the week.
Okay, I'm looking at this. I believe the Packers win at the end. I'm just looking at something the producer sent me as a note, which is important, so correct me on this if I'm wrong. I believe the Packers win at the end of last season was the last game that Virginia McCaskey saw. So if that is true, the Bears have even more to prove here.
Well, the Bears won that football game, you're right, against the Packers at the end of the season. I think, I'm pretty sure with this, the Bears have not beaten the Packers in back-to-back games since 2007. That's long enough. Yep. It's time to end the streak.
Until now, yes. Just like Ohio State beat Michigan. I had to throw that in there.
I know you love that.
As an Ohio State alum. So, yeah, I had to throw that in there. All right, Lou.
I just want to know if your Buckeyes are going to beat the Hoosiers in the Big Ten Championship.
I think that's a done deal. And in fact, I'm going to make a bet with Anthony, who's also a graduate from Indiana. We're going to make a bet on this, but I think it's already a done deal, Lou. Nothing to talk about, just like the Bears and the Packers.
Nothing worse than arrogant Ohio State fans.
The Ohio State University. All right, Lou Canellis, it has been a pleasure as always. I love talking about things that are positive, and the Bears are going in the right direction, positive for all of Chicago. And it will be great if they stayed, I'm sure, in Chicago for a lot of different reasons. I'm sure that's a conversation we can have for a whole nother day. Lou Canellis, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on Chicago Live. I'll see you next time.